when I tell them that I'm vegan, there's this massive disconnect. There's this big disconnect, and a lot of people, when they go vegan, they have no idea about this. They have no idea that this is going to make you somewhat of a lonely person. More people should be aware of this before you start this diet and this lifestyle, because it's not just a diet, it's a lifestyle. You know, it's a complete different way of living. What they don't tell you about going vegan. What up, internet world? It's your boy Jermaine, back with another video. Today's video is going to be a sit-down video because we're just going to sit down and make a video today. So yesterday I posted on Facebook this post about Beyond Meat going public. If you've never heard of Beyond Meat is this company. They have made this vegan burger that cooks just like a normal beef burger. It tastes very, very, very similar to a normal beef burger. And they have two products out as of now. They have this beef burger, and they also have these vegan sausages. They're vegan sausages, and this company just went public before going public because I heard rumors that this company was gonna trade for around $25 a share. And gosh, yesterday it was well over $60 a share when it closed. So it had over 150% pop the first day of trading, which is insane. And of course, there's a lot of people out there that are very, very negative towards veganism, and that's pretty much what I want to talk about. So I was reading some of my comments, and a friend wrote something along the lines of almost every vegan I know makes sure that everyone knows that they're vegan. And I kind of laughed at it when I read this post. And then I thought how true that statement is. Like how almost every vegan I know, they make sure that they tell you that they're vegan, and they may not necessarily even think about it. That they just constantly share it. And this is what I want to talk about right now. What they don't tell you about going vegan. Because on YouTube, a couple weeks now, I've been following a lot of the YouTube vegan drama, and I've been just checking out a lot of other YouTubers and a lot of other vegan channels, and I noticed a couple things. People constantly talk about how great they feel since they have changed their diet and since they've become vegan. People talk about how their life is so much better, how they sleep better, how they feel better, how they just feel better about themselves, and on and on and on and on and on. And it's all these positive things about going vegan. And people say things like, oh, I feel great that I don't contribute to animal abuse. Okay, these are all great things. But what I don't hear people talk about veganism, and something that I've pretty much struggled with in my life, is the downsides of going vegan and the negativity about going vegan. So the past year and a half, I've been traveling around the world like crazy. And in some countries, it's cool to be vegan. It's not a problem at all. In other countries, it honestly kind of sucks to be vegan. And it may sucks to be vegan because it's very difficult to find vegan food, or it just may sucks to be vegan because when people find out that you're vegan, there's all these questions that come about, like, what do you get protein from, and you can't eat this, and oh my gosh, you can't eat that, and you can't eat this, and you can't eat that. I've literally met people that I've traveled with around the world, and I've literally had to deal with them saying over and over, oh, we can't go to this restaurant because you can't eat this, and you can't go to this restaurant and we can't go to this restaurant over here because you can't eat that, and oh, there's just nothing on the menu for here. This is sort of the negative side of going vegan, when you have people who maybe they don't exactly understand it, so they're just negative about veganism in general. Or maybe they have listened to a lot of propaganda or a lot of negative publicity about veganism through the mainstream media, because especially with Fox News and MSNBC or CNN, they show veganism, they show this very negative light of veganism. They always show this crazy vegan, the one that's throwing paint on someone's meat coat, or they show people going into the grocery store taking meat from the meat section and trashing the grocery store, or they show people sticking the meat is murder sticker on meat in the grocery stores. And for the most part, that's not every vegan. Like that's a very, very small percentage of vegans. That I would call that an extreme vegan. Just like people would say that not all people who believe in Islam are bad people. However, there are extremists, and sometimes, you know, the few extremists can make a whole movement or make a whole group of people look completely different from the way that they actually look. Or sometimes a small percentage of people that represent a large movement can make that whole movement look bad, or make that whole movement appear to be negative. And with veganism, that is definitely the case. If you really think about it, like if more and more people in the US would go vegan, this would literally cut out so many companies. So many people rely on the meat and dairy industry. So many people rely on this massive farming that we have going on. And, you know, I don't want to make a video like trying to, you know, talk about the whole hippie aspect and let's save the world and let's save the animals and don't the animals affect you. I'm not that type of vegan. Like, no, I'm not that type of vegan that's going to guilt you. Now, something else I would like to share with you guys is veganism and dating. Now, if you go online, go look on YouTube right now and type in vegan YouTubers or vegan channels or vegan vloggers, you're gonna see a lot of girls. You're gonna see more girls than guys. And I'm a guy, and I find dating, like, since I went vegan, I found my dating life, like, it has just dropped like crazy. Like, it's to the point now where, like, I don't really even care about dating anymore, because I just find it to be very difficult when you're a guy and you're vegan and you're trying to date. So let's expand on this really fast. So let's take a girl and a guy, right? Girl and a guy, they both have weird diets. Okay, I'm just gonna say weird diets because to someone who hasn't heard of veganism, it may be kind of weird that you don't eat meat and you don't eat cheese. So we're gonna say like these two people have weird diets, alright? Now, if a girl is a vegan, or if a girl has some high carb, low fat diet, or if a girl has some whatever crazy diet, guys aren't gonna care as much. Guys will still date a girl if she has a weird diet. That's just how it is. Like, if a girl is attractive, if a dude likes a girl, it's just gonna happen, right? Guys, on the other hand, if you're a guy and you have some weird diet, I feel that, or at least me in my case, I feel that that is like a big turnoff to most women. Also about minimalism, I know this video is not about minimalism, but for the past couple years I've basically been minimalist. And once again, I feel that, like, you know, when you go on YouTube, you type in minimalist, there's like way more girls that are out there doing it than guys. And then whenever I meet people and they find out that, like, I'm vegan, I'm minimalist, it's almost like a turnoff, and like they're just weirded out. Maybe I'm just not meeting the right people that are down with being minimalistic or down with veganism. But I've noticed that, like, my dating life has suffered, like, it suffered greatly. Another thing, when you become vegan, your social life changes greatly, yo. Like, for real, like, your social life changes so much. Like, people come together on food. People come together with food. If I go back to my hometown and I haven't seen people for a couple years, what are we gonna do? We're probably gonna meet up. We're probably gonna go to a restaurant. I'm probably gonna go to their house and have dinner. But when I tell them that I'm vegan, there's this massive disconnect. There's this big disconnect. And a lot of people, when they go vegan, they have no idea about this. They have no idea that this is going to make you somewhat of a lonely person. Or this is my experience. Like, I feel that this road that I'm on, it's not like I'm walking this road by myself, but this is a very, very lonely road to walk. And more people should be aware of this before you start this diet and this lifestyle, because it's not just a diet, it's a lifestyle. You know, it's a complete different way of living. Even traveling home for holidays, I am way less interested traveling home for Thanksgiving since I've turned vegan, just because I don't want to be that person that shows up to my auntie's house and I don't eat the bread pudding, and I don't eat this, and I don't eat that, and I don't eat this, and when I'm back home around my family, and I don't eat this, and I don't eat that, and I don't eat this, and I've been living in California for 10 plus years, what will people think of me? They're probably gonna think, oh, he's too good for my food. He's been around the world. He knows what good food is, and I guess my food's bad because he doesn't want to eat my food. And it's not that I don't want to eat your food. Well, actually, I don't want to eat your food. It's your food's not vegan, and I no longer consume the same things that I once did when I was younger. Sometimes people grow up and change, and sometimes people literally just stay the same their whole life. Now, the rule of thumb with dating when you're vegan, ideally you want to date someone that's vegan, because if you're vegan and you're dating someone who's not vegan, of course you can influence the person to go vegan, but if you're vegan, you're not going to want to be around someone who is gobbling down on some freaking fried chicken. And if you're living with someone who is not vegan and you're in a relationship with them, I can see that being a disaster too, because one thing I really hate about traveling, I really hate when I'm like cooking in a hostel and someone is like cooking like some crazy pork in the pot next to me, or someone is cooking like some fried chicken and it's like the grease is splattering all over the place. Like, I will literally not cook. Like, I will just like walk away and be like, yo, let's go eat out. Like, I don't even want to make some pasta on the stove or something like that. That's what I'm talking about when I cook, because you guys know, or at least my subscribers know, I hardly ever cook. I'm trying to cook more and more. But when I say I'm cooking, or at least in this example, I'm talking about just warming up pasta on the stove. So yeah, when you're vegan, you wouldn't want to date someone who is non-vegan. However, this can be very, very difficult. I mean, gosh, I know people that are in their 30s and they're not vegan, and they're wide open to dating all sorts of people, and they have the hardest time dating. So for someone who's trying to limit their dating pool, it may not be easy. It may actually be very, 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 very difficult. And this is what I found out through my journey of veganism. So what am I gonna do? Am I gonna stop being vegan so I could, get into a relationship? No, I'm not gonna stop being vegan just so I can be in a relationship. What happens if I did that and then I break up with the person? I mean, I don't know. That doesn't work. That doesn't solve anything. If you're gonna do something, just go ahead and do it. Be about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it, and don't be about it, and don't front it. That's how I see it. Like, I want to go to 100 countries, and I don't want to go to every country in the world. It's something I don't want to do, but 100 countries, that's something I want to do. So I'm gonna stick with it, or maybe not, or maybe change my mind or something. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thought I would talk about some of the negative side effects of going vegan. Of course, there's that whole, of course your body has to get used to eating all new types of food, which can take a couple months. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, yo.